Hi. Well, last time we left off, Isaac. Isaac was an old man. Remember, he was Abraham's son. Isaac was an old man, and he was going blind and kind of lost his abilities to start thinking straight, as happens to some old people. Anyway, Jacob and Esau, his two boys, I didn't mention last time, they were actually twins. Esau was born first, and he was the bigger twin and all. He had a lot of hair on him, and he kept all his hair on him, and just kind of a hairy guy. And Jacob was born second. And a custom in those days was that the firstborn of the family gets a blessing and a birthright. They get the inheritance. They get twice as much as the next one in line. But Esau proved to be such a scoundrel and a scallywag, hardly ever home, gone a lot, went off, married 2 wives. He's always out in the woods somewhere. He's barely home at all. And Rebecca thought, this just isn't right, Lord. This isn't right. And Jacob was the obedient one that loved the Lord. In fact, when the 2 boys were born, first twin was Esau, and the second one that was born was Jacob. But when he was born, the scripture says he was holding onto the heel of Esau when they were born. He was holding on to his heel, which might have a little meaning later on. I'll tell us as fast as I can. Try to stay within my limit. Anyway, one day, Jacob was out in the back 40, and he was cooking up, some good lentil soup. He had carrots and onions, and he had lentils in it, and he had, I think, probably deer meat or something in it, and he was just cooking up a storm there. It smelled so good. Well, lo and behold, from out of the woods, here comes brother Esau. Oh, he's following the smell. Oh, that smells so good, Jacob, please. Oh, I haven't eaten for about 4 days. Please, give me some of your stew. And Jacob said, no. He said, what? I'm dying here. Give me some of your stew. And he said, no, not unless you sell me something. Give me something. And he said, well, what do you want? I got stuff here. What do you want? And he said, I want the birthright that my dad gave you. And he said, no. And then he thought about it a while, and he was so hungry, and he said, oh, all right, you can have it. It doesn't mean anything to me anyway. I'm hardly ever home to appreciate anything. So he let Jacob have his birthright, and Jacob gave him the stew. Well, then out he goes again. There goes Esau. Didn't even come in and say hi to his folks or anything. He's gone again. Came home long enough to eat. And Jacob went in and told his mom, and that just really chapped her hide. I mean, us mothers, we get the burnt end on the stick sometimes, don't we? No, I got good kids. But anyway, she had a good idea. Now, old Isaac, he was getting really blind. He was almost stone blind. And she said, I've got a good idea, Jacob. Go out in the barn and get that one pelt that Esau brought home. Yeah, I was going to make a coat out of it, but I'm not. And he said, yeah. So he went out and got it. And I think it was probably like a deer or some kind of a wild animal. It wasn't a sheep. Anyway, being the creative mother that she was and artistic and everything, she took that pelt and she cut out 2 pieces of it. And then she took some lye and some hot water and stuff, and she proceeded to brush a lot of the hair off of that pelt and making it thinner. And she kept feeling it a little more, take some more hair off of it, and they were about this long. And Jacob said, well, what are you doing, Ma? She said, I'm making something for you. And she put the pelts, one on each of his arms, and she says, there, that feels like Esau's arm, doesn't it? Doesn't it, Jacob? That feel like Esau's arm? And she put one on. He says, yeah, Ma, it does. She said, okay, what I want you to do, I want you to go in where your father's lying in his bed and in there, lying in his bed, and I want you to, this is your chance to get his blessing, the birthright, the inheritance, because I really feel this is the way the Lord would want it. She said that Esau doesn't want anything. Well, she said, I could have it anyway. She said, do this. So anyway, he went into his old dad, and his old dad said, I want to give you your blessing right now. And he said, are you Esau? And he said, yes, Father, I'm Esau. Well, his dad believed him. And and he said, let me feel your arms. Yeah, he still had enough brains to do that. And so he felt, and he said, yep, you're Esau, all right. I can feel it, you're Esau. And he gave him his inheritance, his blessing. And then Jacob left. And once you know, as soon as he's done with that and leaving, from out of the woods, here comes Esau again. And his mother saw that, and she said, Jacob, run, 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 run. If you have to run clear to your Uncle Laban's, remember that's her brother, she said, just get out of here. He's going to kill you. And so Jacob just started running, and he didn't look back. And here comes Esau, and he goes into his dad. He says, how you doing, Dad? And he says, well, you were just in here. You can see how I'm doing. He said, no, I wasn't just in here. And he said, well, I'm sure it was you. And he said, I even felt your hairy arms and everything. It was you in here. He said, no, it wasn't me, Dad. And then he said, oh, I'll bet Jacob tricked you. And he was so mad. Boy, was he mad. And you could just almost see the steam coming out his ears. So he went into the kitchen. He said, Ma, where is Jacob? And she said, I don't know. I don't know where he is. He's not home. Well, the thing is, Esau had given him, he said, you can have the birthright anyway if you just give me that, remember, ways back, give me the stew, cheers. But he changed his mind, and oh, he was out looking for Jacob like crazy. He couldn't find him anywhere. And Jacob was on the run. And Esau said, I'm going to kill him. When I see him, I'm going to kill him, kill him, kill him. Oh, this made Rebecca so sad, so terrible. I don't know how she handled the situation, but Esau ran out and looking for his brother. I'm going to leave it there right now. We're done. I'm over time. Okay, bye-bye.